What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this one, I wanted to go a little bit more in depth on a question that I am getting more and more frequently. So if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Brandon Clark. I'm a natural bodybuilding competitor. I'm also sponsored by Rise Supplements, Young LA, a couple of big names in the fitness industry. And I also started working as a full-time coach about 2 years ago. And I've built my business to the point where it does multiple six figures every single year. And as I continue to coach people, and as people see me running my business online, I get more and more questions about how I was able to become a good personal trainer and an online coach, because the two are kind of intertwined. I do personal training sessions at a local gym. I top out at about 10 sessions per week. I don't really like doing any more than that, but most of my clientele is online. Most of my coaching takes place online. I coach people all over the world. I have clients in Italy, New Zealand, Australia, all that type of stuff. And it does not affect my ability to coach people because of the systems that I have set in place. And one of the things that I just wanted to kind of do was walk you guys who ultimately want to become personal trainers and nutrition coaches / online coaches, just through my process and through a bunch of the main things that you really need in order to master coaching and be able to make a living off of it. All right, so as you can see, I brought up my slides here just so I can kind of remember what to say, but then at the same time give you guys something a little bit more entertaining to look at rather than just my face. So pretty much we have how to become a good personal trainer / online coach. And hopefully this helps you help people. I just want to provide this value free of charge. It'd be great if you could drop a like as well as a comment on the video. That would be fantastic. But at the same time, I just want to start making more videos on YouTube that are answering questions that I get asked hundreds and hundreds of times, usually through Instagram DMs and comment sections and all that type of stuff. So this is going to hopefully become a one-stop shop so I can just start sending people, videos whenever they ask me a question. And the main purpose of personal training and coaching should be helping people. Your first goal right off the bat should not be to make as much money as possible. Making money is great, and thankfully we live in the internet age where you can coach people all across the world and you can make really good money doing that. But the truth is, if you are not getting into personal training to help people, you are ultimately going to be led astray. If you start making money, it is very easy to get off track. Trust me, I know it's easy to get off track when you start making a lot of money, to start being a crappy coach. If that is you, you need to reorient your desires. You need to make sure that above all else, you are always trying to help people first. I honestly feel like whenever I meet a coach, I can tell pretty quickly by the way that they talk about their business, whether they are actually there to help people or if they are there to try to get as much out of people as possible. And so it's very important to keep your morals, especially, in a job that does not require you to see these people face to face. The truth is, you could easily take someone's money and just leave. Just disappear. And a lot of coaches do that. I have tons of clients that come to me and they say, oh my gosh, you are so much better than my past coach. I literally paid him and then he abandoned me. That happens all the time. So making sure that you do have a lot of integrity, it's very important when starting a business like this. Okay, so let's get into this. All right, number one, certifications. Now I have a whole separate YouTube video for this. If you just type into YouTube, Brandon Clark Best Personal Training Certification, it'll come up and you can watch the video in a little bit more depth. But personally, I have my NASM certification, so National Association of Sports Medicine, in nutrition coaching as well as personal training. Now, this is going to be the main certification that you are going to need if you are doing personal training in a gym. If you're doing personal training in a commercial gym where they're taking 40, 50, sometimes even 60% of your profits. You're selling specified packages. You are an actual employee of that gym. They just pay you like whatever additional commission based off of whatever sales you make and whatever, how many ever people you personal train. NASM or something along those lines is going to be imperative that you have that. The gym will make sure they'll be like, you have to have your NASM certification. Now, the crappy thing about the NASM certification is it teaches you a bunch of stuff you do not really need to know. It's kind of garbage. You know, I took this, I think it was 3 years now for the first time. I think it's actually coming up for me to renew my NASM certification, and I do not plan on renewing it because I do not need it. I got it because I thought that it was something that I had to get, but the truth was the test is kind of a joke. Studying, it teaches you some good stuff, but most of it is not relevant at all to you actually becoming a good personal trainer. So NASM, if you need it for a commercial, to work at a commercial gym, then pursue it. But if you don't, I do not recommend spending your money on that. There are better ways to educate yourself. And that brings us into J3 University. Okay, so J3 University is actually a company that I now work with. Okay, so so J3 University, I spent my own money on their program. I think it cost me about $1,000 to get their level 1 certification. And this was before I worked with them. I just knew that the person that runs it, his name is John Jewett. He's an IFBB pro. He was incredibly knowledgeable. I had listened to dozens of podcasts of him talking about coaching people, about fitness, about nutrition. I was like, this guy really, really knows his stuff. He's a registered dietitian. And then he released J3 University, and I bought it, and it made me so much more comfortable with my ability to coach clients. Because the truth is, when you first get into personal training, there's a question in a lot of people's minds, which is like, what makes me like have the ability to tell other people what to do with their training and nutrition, especially when you don't look like super, super good. If you're a jacked guy, people are probably just going to trust you. But if you're somebody who doesn't have an amazing physique, but you do know quite a bit about health and nutrition, and ultimately you do want to become a personal trainer, there's a lot of imposter syndrome that you have to kind of get over. And you have to be willing to tell people like, hey, you need to change this in your diet. You need to be willing to take a place where you have authority over people and you are telling them what to do. And that can be uncomfortable for people, especially it was something that was very uncomfortable for me as a young guy. Like, I'm getting clients that are 40, 50 years old, and I'm basically telling them how to eat and how to train. And these are people that have experience with eating and training. And that can create a lot of insecurity in your mind. And in order to get over that, you have to educate yourself as best as possible. You have to be confident in the results that you can get people. J3 University really, really helped me out. It is a lot of information that is extremely practical. I use the information that I learned from J3 University every single day. Now I am partnered with them. You can actually use code BDON10. I don't believe there's actually a space in there, but you can use that for $100 off the entire program now. Thank you, J3 University, for giving me a discount code. It's so great to work with them and be able to promote something like that and tell people like, hey, here you go, because it was such a lifesaver for me. It helped me gain so much confidence, and also just helped me coach a lot of different individuals. It taught me so much about what I need to know. Now, J3 University is very specifically like geared towards bodybuilding and hypertrophy. I also really recommend getting the hypertrophy optimization training add-on as well. I got that and it helped me out a ton. But ultimately, at the end of the story, what you need to do is you need to know your stuff. This is a little bit of a look at the J3 University. It only opens up on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of every single month. So this right here is John Jewett. He is he's the one that started this whole education process. So you can see right here, there's 11 days till enrollment opens again. It only opens once every single month. So you make sure that you sign up, and then you make sure you use code BEATON10 if you want the $100 off. So that is a very, very helpful to have just in general as a tool in your tool belt. And I always find myself going back and like looking at the studies and referencing the things that they talk about in J3 University. So at the end of the day, you need to know your stuff. And I really recommend you go and do your own research as well, because the truth is, with the amount of information that's available online, you can become a great coach. You can know exactly what to do. You can know exactly how to coach people just from doing research and looking into things, by reading through articles, looking at the most recent scientific data that comes out, the meta-analysis. All of these types of things are things that you want to be looking at in order to continue educating yourself and building that confidence in making sure that you know how to deal with clients when they come to you, and make sure that you're confident that you can get them the results. All right, number two, one thing that is definitely going to help you out would be hiring a coach. If you're somebody that's like, I want to become a good coach, but I don't know where to start, go hire a coach. Because if you hire a coach, you will be able to see, hire a good coach, okay? Like I said, don't hire one of those people that's gonna take your money and then never text you back. Hire somebody that is reputable, that has a lot of good transformations, that shows that they know what they're doing, and also is very friendly and hardworking. I would say those are the four main things to look for in a coach. Because if they're not hardworking, you're probably, like, a coach needs to be able to go above and beyond for his clients when that is necessary. And I think that that's very, very important to look for, is just the work ethic of the coach that you are, or you're trying to analyze the work ethic of the coach that you are looking for. So look at how that coach does his job, and then say, what can I take away from this? What part of this coach and his interactions with me do I like? What parts do I not like? How can I improve this? How can I be the best coach that I can possibly be? There you go. Tell your story. This is a really big one that a lot of people overlook. You are probably a very, very interesting person for your own reasons, not because you are like somebody else. You probably have a whole different set of experiences. You need to tell those stories and ultimately make content around those stories and in your own way, and develop your own coaching personality. Explain what the journey looked like for you. I always tell people, I used to be fat, I used to be skinny. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I hated it both ways. And ultimately, I made every single mistake along the way. And my job now is to help people leapfrog those mistakes that I made in the past. So that's ultimately a really, really big part of marketing yourself, is just explaining to people who you are, what you do, and like why you do it, and what the purpose of your coaching is. Make content, guys. There is no reason why you should not be on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. All of these platforms are platforms that there is a little bit of overlap where people use a lot of these, but when you post on Instagram, you will most likely be reaching a different audience than when you post on TikTok. Post everywhere. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've posted the same video on multiple platforms and it goes viral on one platform, doesn't go viral at all on another platform. You need to be diversifying your content and posting stuff every day on social media. I mean, I post sometimes 3 or 4 times a day on just Instagram. And I try to post really regularly on YouTube as well as TikTok as well. Get people to know who you are as a person. Make videos talking. Get good in front of the camera. You know, show people that you work hard. Show people that you know what you're doing. And that is ultimately what the content is there for. I think there's one coach that told me that he started asking everybody that would hop on a sales call how long they had been consuming his content for. And the average answer was around like 4 to 6 years. 4 to 6 years that person had known who the coach was, but didn't reach out. People take a long time to build up respect. I'm the same way. People will jump on calls with me that have been following me for 3, 4, 5 years on YouTube and Instagram because they feel like they know me as a person. Like you'll meet these people and they legitimately talk to you like they know you because they've been watching your content for so long. Those are the type of people that are really going to get a lot from your coaching. Those are the people who value who you are as an individual and what you bring to the table. All right. Now, take on billboard clients for free. Now, basically what I mean by a billboard client is a client that you want to show to everybody else and say, hey, if you're like this person, come join my coaching. it's a very, very important piece of the puzzle. Find people that represent your ideal client. So my ideal client are going to be like skinny fat guys that are a little bit overweight, somewhere in like the 20 to 40 year range. You know, I have younger clients, but my coaching is pretty expensive. So the ones that can actually sign up are few and far between. But create transformations for the people that you believe would be good billboard clients that you can say, and so, make sure you ask them at the very beginning, say, I will coach you for free or for a incredibly discounted rate if I am able to use your pictures to promote you in the future. Like you guys need to show that you know what you're doing, and getting a very, very solid base of client transformations is an incredible place to start. I can't even tell you how helpful it is, because then when you post that up on social media and you say, look at what my client did, everybody that looks at that post is going to be thinking, oh my gosh, like I look exactly like that guy did in the before, and I want to look like the after. I'm going to contact this person. It's great. That's 100% how people go about picking their coach a lot of times. And when it comes to like clients, I tend to only post clients in the age range that I'm really looking for. I have some older clients. I have some very, very young clients. I don't tend to post either of those, just because realize if you post a young client's transformation, you're going to get a ton of younger client applicants. So just beware of that and post your premier ideal clients. All right, come up with an offer, okay? So I show this in a lot of my YouTube videos. This is my offer for my premium coaching plan. It has a lot of stuff, guys, and I've put a ton of work into the back end of my coaching. I spent months and months just like lock myself in a room to develop the systems that I use for coaching my clients. I put a lot of work into it, and I take a lot of pride in my ability to coach people and get them insane results. Right now, like I have hundreds of transformations. I've worked with hundreds of people who have just seen incredible results. But you want an offer. You want people to feel like they are buying into something. They need to know what they have access to and what their money is getting them at the end of the day. So yeah, I really hope that you guys find this video helpful. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them down below. Let me know if you guys have any videos that you will want to see in the future, either surrounding this topics or other topics. Other videos will be coming your way. Be sure to drop a like on the video, a comment down below as well. If you're interested in my coaching and hiring me as a coach, be sure to go to brandonclarkfitness.com and submit an application. But other than that, I appreciate all of you guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.